I'm not asking. I'm not asking.
It's sexually immoral to sleep with somebody or to marry someone else because she's already in a relationship. Charles is a Jewish Christian. And then she can't do more manual labor because they both need an assistant for life. They have to be paid according to federal law. It's a real thing where they don't have HPV and they don't need to sleep with their network and they didn't party on drugs Monday through Sunday. He worked for 40 years and she worked for 20 years with 100 years of manual labor clocked in. It's a true calculation. 75 years of 16-hour days for 20 years, where it's 8 hours a day for the online media job, where you have to pay for a media assistant to do that for anyone else's business. And then it's 8 hours a day of commuting to be exploited for the manual labor exploitation. Then it's 8 hours a day of the actual job. But I didn't even calculate that. It's just 16-hour days for 20 years, and it's equivalent to 75 years of working. And then it's 20 years of babysitting because she was called by God to babysit, and she was meant to do that and was used by God being the Christian. But it's only $400,000, and so it was only $10,000 a year, where it costs $15,000 to work for any job with a place to live and extra food, unlimited food. And so it's just like that, where they'd have to have 15 to keep their job. And it's also with kids being exploited because model couples, real estate couples, medical sales couples who are Christians, who don't party on drugs, are just exploited. And it costs 15 to be homeless with a van with kids. And they can't sit or stand for over an hour. She cannot sit or stand for over an hour for the rest of her life. And she does not need a surgery. She has a restraining order from the mental asylum and from all slave trade at the hospital, but also anywhere for life. They kill any accomplice with a brothel who locks them up or who force a psychiatric counselor to prescribe meds. They kill him because it's an accomplice with a brothel. You can't force counseling with anyone, and you cannot lock anyone up, and you can't put them in prison for not paying for their car insurance. You have to allow them to drive in an uninsured car. It's illegal to be an accomplice with a brothel when their checks are stolen. It's recorded that they had their checks stolen, and they said they're going to drug, rape, and kill him. And they get away with it, but they're not going to get away with it with Brittany. God exacts life for life. It's all against the law to bully them. You could sue every single person, every business, even inheritance laws while they're alive, to have equal, to have 15. But they're the only ones who earned $4,000 a month. And it's more than that. They can sue all the companies who accepted the charity money, which is the occult money, which is their money, their stolen checks. And they could sue every company to pay them. And it's celebrity real estate. She earned billions, rejecting every billionaire for slave trade for 20 years, every day. If they get away with it, they're killed for flesh-eating disorders. It's an occult of making them work until they're in the hospital and not believing in paying, enforcing a disability and killing them for the health care.